Turning now to the crisis along our southern border, 3 Republican states are now suing the Biden administration for lifting the Title 42 border policy, which is now set to expire May 23rd. Joining us now is one member of that lawsuit, Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmitt. Welcome, AG. I'd like to first start with an excerpt from the lawsuit. It reads in part, quote, "This suit challenges an eminent man-made self-inflicted calamity, the abrupt elimination of the only safety valve preventing this administration's disastrous border policies from devolving into an unmitigated chaos and catastrophe." And as we know, and as you know, AG, Missouri is not a border state. But why is this a top priority for you?
Well, actually, I think every state's a border state now, because the drugs that come across the border illegally, the human trafficking that comes across illegally, the criminals that come across illegally, they don't just stop in El Paso. They end up in places like Missouri and Ohio and Louisiana. So I think it's important for every state to stand up now and push back against this disastrous border policy. What you're about to see at the southern border with the lifting of Title 42, which is why we filed the lawsuit to stop it, is a tidal wave of illegal immigration we've never seen before. There were 3 really important things that President Trump did to have border security. One was the Remain in Mexico policy, which was basically Mexico's the waiting room while you're seeking asylum. Joe Biden changed that on day 1 and said, we're just going to release you into the interior of the United States, never be seen again. Missouri and Texas has filed a lawsuit on that. We've taken it to the Supreme Court and won. We're trying to get that implemented now at the lower court. Secondly, to finish the border wall, Missouri and Texas have filed a lawsuit to finish President Trump's border wall. It's a very effective means for Border Patrol agents to help them out. I've been to the border twice. That's what they've said. And then thirdly, this Title 42, which is a very effective way of expelling illegal immigrants who come here, obviously illegally. And Joe Biden now, when we're about to see another wave, seasonal wave, is lifting this at a terrible, terrible time. And so I think we're going to see more drugs, we're going to see more criminals, we're going to see more human trafficking, and it's going to be a total disaster, which is why we filed the lawsuit.
Well, we're now seeing some Democrats, in fact, speaking out against this, sharing some similar concerns, including Senator Joe Manchin. He voiced his opposition to Biden's plan to repeal Title 42, calling the move a frightening decision. Have you spoken to Manchin or maybe other Democratic state attorneys general who would support keeping Title 42 in place?
I would love to have them join us. This shouldn't be a partisan issue. This is about public safety. It's about national security. We have no idea who's coming across. Could be Russian assets, Chinese assets, people from all across the world who want to do America harm coming across the southern border. It's an open border. Now, I know folks on the left have dreamed about having an open border and amnesty for years, and it's sort of been rhetoric. It's reality right now. So people are coming across. We were on the Rio Grande River just a few months ago. The cartels not only control the border, but they have zones in the United States for their illegal activity. So this is a big issue. I think, obviously the mainstream media is not paying as much attention to this because it's very bad for Joe Biden. But the truth is, it's bad for our country. And so it's up to the states now to push back. Arizona, Louisiana, Missouri have filed this lawsuit. We welcome others to join and continue this. But as I said at the beginning, every state is a border state. The problems that we're facing because of this open border affect all of us.
Yeah, we've got a reporter who's stationed down at the border, and he brings us that exclusive video of migrants crossing all day long, quite frankly, and then coming into contact with Border Patrol agents. I'd like to ask you about another title that's in the news. So from Title 42 now to Title 9. And I understand you're one of 15 states' attorneys general who are challenging the Biden administration's push to weaken Title 9. Tell me about this, why you think this is also important.
Well, look, Title 9 became law to provide women with an opportunity to compete, especially, at the college level. And that's being undermined by this woke, radical ideology with transgender athletes. And so I think you talk to average, everyday folks across this country, they know this stuff is nuts. And so it's up to the states, again, to push back. Sadly, it shouldn't come to this, but our founders were, very smart people who created a system where the states agreed to create the federal government to be a government of limited powers. And so it's up to the states to push back. I'm proud to be one of those states that's pushing back on this issue, too.
All right, and we'll keep an eye on that one. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmitt joining us this morning. Thanks, AG. We appreciate the time.
Good to be with you.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.